I'm making my way back home. I was young, did a lot of things wrong. I'm making my way back home. When I pull up, lit, flex, make 'em sick, rocks, drip. So my lady we get, kill 'em. So my lady we get, kill 'em. So my lady we get.
Straight to the top, I'm the dust of the ground. Shout out my God, he be holding me down. Blessing, I'm counting it out. So many mansions, I'm living on house. You ain't gotta ask if I'm a star. Light up your wood when I blink from afar. BBS diamonds, it's tiles on my floor. Gold on my pavement, don't rock that no more. Sitting on the throne, word of the boss. Heat up the scroll and be ready to fly. This weapon that I got, I'm calling it good. I'm holding it against you better than bud. He didn't NBA, but they watching us small. They know I'm the king, I ain't talking LeBron. I pull up like Curry, I'm hitting them all. I made a crossover, I'm watching them fall.
Pull up, lit, flex, make 'em sick, rocks, drip. So my lady we get, kill 'em. So my lady we get, kill 'em. So my lady we get. I'm a guy that was made for the top. Enemies in the act tryna swap. Payback, many heads getting chopped. I don't play body count, be a lot. On the wrist, I just put 12 rocks. All the days I used to struggle, I forgot. Just the belly and the food in the pot. Now I'm on a private island on a yacht. On the scene and we doing big things. Spaceship when I pull up big tank. All hell when I pull up on the scene. All dogs bow down to the king. Motherland, hometown. Saints coming back, yeah, we homebound. Motherland, hometown. Full street dog, we ain't slowing down. Pull up, lit, flex, make 'em sick, rocks, drip. So my lady we get, kill 'em. So my lady we get, kill 'em. So my lady we get. Pull up, lit, flex, make 'em sick, rocks, drip. So my lady we get, kill 'em. So my lady we get, kill 'em. So my lady we get.
Oh, please. Hebrews 13:17, prophets on the scene. Wash your souls clean before we go into the gasoline. Took a while to understand Psalms 111:10. Brother calling me from Mississippi, trying to build a man. I flushed 14 grams, it made angels rejoice. It made me and Satan divorce, no spousal support. I'm running the course with my hand to the plow. Now, putting in the pebble the way Soldier James taught me how. Break it out. It strengthened my spirit when we in the building. Ain't no feeling like giving the precept for a precept given. Preach, MOV condition. Teach, 7-second living. We, 2 Timothy 2:15, represent us with a common interest. Prophesy to the wind, reveal the man of sin, enduring to the end. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel. We the watchmen for Israel, cause we watch it for Israel.
All right. Hey, shalom, Most High in Christ bless you. This is Officer Yoganan back with another episode of Watchman Radio. I have with me my special guest.
Hey, special, all praises. Also, Ariel, Most High in Christ bless everybody.
We in this building.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. That's right. It wouldn't be a Watchman Radio show if my special guest didn't show up. So all praises to the Lord for my brother coming through and, blessing us with his presence. But first and foremost, let's get into what we're going to get into. We're going to get into our first script. Watchman Radio, we want to set the tone for you to let you know what we're here to do. We're not here to play games. We're not here to, make friends or pat your back or just let you know everything gonna be okay. Because from what we see, everything's not gonna be okay. Everything's not gonna be okay if you're not on this side with the Lord. All right. So we're trying to get you to understand what's going on. We're trying to get you to see the signs of the time, and we're trying to correlate the scriptures with current events to let you see that the prophecies are indeed happening in real time. So if we can get that first scripture, Ezekiel 33.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 1. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast, and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people.
That's what this radio show is set up and designed to do. We see the danger. We see the sword. We see the declaration of war that the Lord has declared upon this land. We see it. And we trying to warn you of what we see. Read.
Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
Do me a favor, read 3 again.
Verse 3, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people.
Read.
Then whosoever heareth the sword of the trumpet,
the sound of the trumpet,
and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
We understand that some of y'all not going to take heed. We understand that we see the danger and we are commissioned by the Lord. We have full authority from the Lord to warn you. But if you don't take heed to the warning, what's going to happen? Read it again.
Verse 4, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
It's going to be your own fault. Shame on you for not hearkening. Read.
He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning.
And that's a thing, in our community. We always cry out to the Lord. We all see danger, and we cry out to the Lord. We be like, Lord, please help me. Send me help. Do this, do that, whatever. And if you help me, Lord, I'll change. And then the Lord, he immediately give you the help you need.
Right, exactly.
And you don't even hearken to it. You cast it down as if it's something beneath you. You know what I'm saying? We tell you that the Lord, our God, can't come to save us, and that his spirit has been sent into us to do what? To let you know who you are. You the children of Israel. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are the children of Israel. We tell you these different things, but you don't want to have anything to do with it. Let's read.
He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul.
Right.
But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity. But his blood will I require at the watchman's hand.
And that's the type of smoke we don't want. We don't want that sort of smoke. So what we're going to do is we're going to be obedient and we're going to listen to the Lord. We're going to do what the Lord said do. We're going to go through these little, you understand me, articles, you know what I'm talking about? And we're going to let you know what it is that we see. Now, first and foremost, we see, did you want to add something before we started?
Not yet.
Okay, cool. Hey, whenever you got something you want to add, just go ahead and chime in.
Oh, yeah.
First and foremost, let's go to their TED Talk. Let's pull up the TED Talk. And let's start from the top. I want to get context of what's going on in the video, and then we can play into the final timestamp.
Task force was comprised of two types of people, experts on civil war like myself and data analysts.
From the beginning.
The experts came up with 30.
Let's rewind it from the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning, please.
The task force was comprised of two. I'm going to talk about a threat that most people don't want to think about. It's too frightening, and it doesn't seem real. That threat is civil war. Since 1946,
The threat is civil war. This is where your so-called white man mind is. This is where the enemy of the Israelites' mind is. His mind is always on threat assessments. What could be his potential downfall? Why is that on his brain? It's because there's an actual doomsday clock on his head. He knows that his time is limited. He got but a small amount of time. And what he's going to do is he's going to assess everything. He's not only focused on what's going on outside his borders. He's really concerned about what's going on here within his borders as well. And she's going to identify some things that would determine what could cause or be the catalyst for civil war. All right.
And and also the white man, he does research on different kingdoms and empires. He understands how each country and each kingdom has a period where it collapses or destabilizes. So they understand these things. So everything that's taking place right now, currently, the white man's done his research and he's understanding what's going on. It's just that we don't know.
Right. And it's interesting that you mentioned about him doing his research and knowing about the falls and the rises of different kingdoms, because we're going to touch on that later on too. Speaking specifically about Rome and how it fell and what led to its downfall. So it's going to mirror and parallel what we see here in the world today. So just sit back, relax, and let the Lord entertain you, because he already lined it out. He lined it up, and all you have to do is just pay attention. Use the good sense that the Lord gave you to pay attention and see what side you want to be on. Do you really want to be on the outside? Do you really want to be on the outside of the Lord's salvation? Or do you want to come into the fold, serve the Lord, show forth fruits of repentance? What do you want to do? The ball is in your court. You about to say something? Go ahead, play the video.
That threat is civil war. Since 1946, over 250 civil wars have broken out, and that number continues to increase. There are now almost 50% more civil wars than there were in 2001.
And that's civil wars across the globe, not here in the Americas. All right? Civil war across the world. Play.
I've been studying civil wars for over 30 years. I've interviewed members of Hamas in the West Bank, ex-Sinn Féin members in Northern Ireland, former members of the FARC in Colombia. I've stood on top of the Golan Heights and stared into Syria at the top of the Syrian civil war. I've driven across Zimbabwe as the military was planning its coup against Robert Mugabe. I've been followed and interrogated by members of Myanmar's junta. In 2017, I was asked to serve on a task force run by the CIA called the Political Instability Task Force. One of the goals of that task force was to come up with a model to help the U.S. government predict what countries around the world were likely to experience ethnic conflict and civil war. It turns out that predicting civil war is possible. Solid data exists on where and when these conflicts are likely to break out. It's just that most people don't know that. The task force was comprised of two types of people, experts on civil war like myself and data analysts. The experts came up with 38 different factors that they thought could potentially lead a country towards civil war. And some of those factors seemed obvious, like whether a country was poor, had lots of income inequality, or had a government that heavily discriminated against one particular group. It turns out that only two factors were highly predictive, and they weren't the ones the experts expected. The first was whether a country was an anocracy. Anocracy is just a fancy term for partial democracy. It's a government that's neither fully democratic nor fully autocratic.
That's the U.S. That's the U.S. It's not fully democratic, and it's not fully a dictatorship. It's some quasi kingdom. It's something in the middle. It has elements of a dictatorship. It has elements of totalitarianism, wherein you think you got free speech, but say the wrong thing and they gonna pull the cord.
That illusion that the government's for the people,
right? And
the people have a voice, but really they don't.
Absolutely, you have a voice up until a point where you're not, disturbing the quote unquote peace. You're not disturbing the structure that the organized system has set forth. So us, with our freedom of speech, what we're saying, what we're doing is we're going counter to what they would deem as something that's allowable.
Exactly.
Right? So they give the illusion. They good at doing that. They're not a democracy. They put that term out there. They put that ideology out there, but they don't really uphold that. They don't really stand behind that. Let's continue to play the video.
Between. So think about Hungary today. Hungary holds elections. Hungarians eagerly go out and vote. It's just that whoever wins those elections can basically do whatever they want. The second factor was whether citizens in these anocracies had formed political parties around identity rather than ideology.
We got
so
that.
rather than joining a party because you were liberal or conservative, capitalist or communist, you joined a party because you were black or white, Christian or Muslim, Serb or Croat. If a country had these two features, the task force considered it at high risk of political violence and put it on a watch list. It was actually called the watch list, and it was sent to the White House. So here I was sitting in a hotel conference room in suburban Virginia four times a year.
Pause that. Why would the United States of America have any concern with civil unrest in other nations? Why you think they have vested interest in seeing when a foreign nation was on the verge of collapsing? Why you think that? You think, just listening to that didn't spark anything to you? Like, why would they be thinking that?
Man, a whole bunch of things are sparking.
One thing I could think of, maybe they want to, I don't know, continue asserting their dominance over the globe. They see when countries are about to fizzle out, they can go in as the hero. I got the solution, you know what I mean? Or they can expedite the problem. Expedite it. Speed it up, and make calamities happen so that they can go in and do what they want to do and have puppets and control. It's all about control. Let's continue to read, play.
With a room full of really smart people, and we talked about countries in Africa, the Middle East, Central Asia, but we never, ever talked about the United States. That's because the CIA is legally not allowed to monitor the United States or its citizens, and that's exactly the way it should be. But I was a private citizen, and I had this information, and I could see that both of these factors were emerging in my
man feet, boy. Look at them big long ass feet,
Right.
boy. I can't even listen to what she said because them feet is so damn long.
Right.
Hey, let's play that. Let's play
own
that.
country, and they were emerging at a surprisingly fast rate.
Is she a man?
The U.S.'s democracy has been downgraded 3 times since 2016. 2016, it was downgraded because international election monitors had considered the 2016 election free, but not entirely fair. America's own intelligence agencies had found that the Russians had, in fact, meddled in that election. It was downgraded again in 2019 when the White House refused to comply with requests by
What's the time
Congress
step so far? Okay, let's keep on.
for information. And it was downgraded a final time at the end of 2020 when President Trump refused to accept his loss in the 2020 election and actively attempted to overturn the results. Between December of 2020 and early 2021, the United States was officially classified as an anocracy. If the task force had been allowed to monitor and study the United States.
So you hear that? They finally classified the United States as an anocracy. And according to the metrics and statistics, that was one of the things that was needed in order for civil war to actually happen.
Right.
So, what's the timestamp on that? Let's play. Keep playing. I think we're going to play until like 5:20 or 5:30.
likely would have considered it at high risk of political instability and political violence in December of 2020, just a few weeks before the January 6th insurrection, and it likely would have put the United States on the watch list. We also know who tends to start civil wars, and again, it's not the people most of us think. It is not the poorest people in society. It is not the people who are most oppressed by their government. The people who tend to start civil wars, especially ethnically based civil wars, are the groups that had once been politically dominant but are in decline.
That's key right there. The people who start the wars are not the folks at the bottom. We want peace. All we want is peace. All we want to do is have things go back to the way they were with us in control and, not having to worry. You know what I'm saying? With David and his son, there was peace on the earth. You know what I mean? That's what we want. We want peace. But this man who's in control, who knows he has a short amount of time, he always trying to ruffle somebody's feathers because he always somewhere where he don't belong. Right. He always somewhere taking somebody's resources. He ain't going to get enough till he die. You about to say something?
No, it's so heavy about this, how the government, they set up things in place, they disrupt governments, right? Because they understand that, like you stated before, they only have a short time. And everything's based, their existence is based on the world's existence, how the world's moving. So they have to continue to influence things that's going on in the world. Yes. And you're right, the little people, quote unquote, is not the ones creating the wars, it's the ones, the billionaires, the ones with the money, the ones that own these corporations, the ones that have an objective or they have an objective. Those are ones that initiate these wars. So yeah, it's heavy.
Continue to rule, continue to reign, continue to dominate, and in them actually recognizing that they have a short amount of time, they look for the signs. Right. They look for little insurrections. They look for little groups that aren't, quote unquote, on board with the mission. If we can go to the next article. Let's go to the next article. They would even go so far as lying. Right. Can you believe that? These people will lie and say you said something or say that you're about something when that's not the case. Give me Isaiah or Psalms 50. Give me Psalms 50. Um, 50 and 20.
The book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
Thou slanderest thine own mother's son, talking about Esau, the Edomites, Idumea, the so-called white man. He has a history of fabricating the truth. He has a history of fabricating lies. He has a history of just being the damn devil and the father of the devil. Right. Hey, what Bishop say? He's the father of the devil. Mm-hmm. Hey, you're a bad man to be the father of the devil. Right. When the devil was already, created. But let's go to this article because this man continues to lie, and this is one of the ways he stirs the pot to get public conviction or to get public sympathy or to get what's the term I'm looking for? Just to get the public on your side. Public opinion. Trying to get public opinion on your side. They will lie. They will spin a story. Let's go to the radical Hebrew Israelites.
Radical.
Listen at that name. That name sounds like something that it makes you uneasy when you listen to it. Radical.
Went from black Hebrew Israelites to now radical.
They're going to show you in this article why. They're going to show you why. Because our leadership, you know what I'm saying, in their wisdom, moving in the spirit of the Lord, they said, you can't call us black Hebrew Israelites. Right. It ain't just about blacks, quote unquote. Let's go down. Let's scroll down. Let's see why they changed the name to radical. Disclaimer. Let's read that part.
Radical Hebrew Israelites. Disclaimer. SPLC uses the term radical Hebrew Israelite to differentiate from the greater from the greater Hebrew Israelite faith. Hebrew Israelites should not be confused with black Jews or Jewish individuals of color.
Black Jews. That don't even make sense.
Right.
Because the whole essence of a Jew when you read about it in Jeremiah 14, what color are the Jews?
They black.
Hey, can we go there real quick? Just in case we got new listeners who not really astute to what it is that we're saying or what we're bringing out. What does the Bible that sits in your church, the Bible that explains the term Israel, the Bible where you understand that there is a creator, let's see how it explains what a Jew looks like. Let's go to 14 and 2, I think it is.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
It says Judah mourneth, meaning Judah, the tribe of Judah from the 12 tribes of Israel, they are in mourning, right? It says the gates thereof, or the leadership language. We don't have any leadership. Who is our leadership today?
Nobody.
LeBron James, Deshaun Jackson, Nick Cannon. These leaders who, for Nick Cannon, for instance, no spine whatsoever, operates without wisdom. If he understands his position, he understands that he's a moneymaker. He understands that he's well off.
Right.
Some battles is just not yet battle to fight. So his wisdom is not there. He put himself in a position to where he came across some information and he shared it, and the people who have the power that employs him made him put his foot in his mouth. Made him put his foot in his mouth and retract everything he said. Nothing that he said was hateful, but in the statement it said that he said, I do not promote hate. You didn't say anything hateful. So why do you have to apologize for something hateful? You didn't say anything hateful. You didn't do anything hateful.
Right.
You just said, you a Semite. You are a Semite. You can't be anti-Semitic because you are Semitic. The basketball player said the same thing.
Kyrie Irving.
Irving.
Yeah, right. I remember.
Those are not leaders. A leader will lead they men that they're leading. They lead their people into battle. And they not only just sit back and point and say, do this, that, and the third, but they also put their life on the line.
Right.
You know how I know that's true? Our leader Christ did the same thing.
Exactly.
Christ embodied what a leader is. We don't have that today.
Right.
Nobody would die for another man today in righteousness. We got brothers that'll kill each other for their block, kill each other for their set. But who does that benefit? Benefits nobody.
Not at all.
We working for the embetterment of our nation, the embetterment of our people, making sure we leave our children a better world. Sometimes you got to lay down what the Lord gave you.
That's right.
All right? And that's what we're trying to do today. We're trying to show you different things that's going to get you in the mindset of, oh, okay, I got to be prepared. Because at any moment it can go down. Based off of his past, how he's entreated our people, and what he's doing right now, you better be prepared. Read. So we have no leadership. Our leadership language, or they weak as hell. Read.
They are black.
They are what?
They are black.
The Jews are black. Read.
Unto the ground.
Just like the ground. Why is it unto the ground? Because the deeper you go into the ground, the darker the soil gets. So Judah, the tribe of Judah, are different shades of black. All right?
So let's make this clarification right here, where it states right here, not to be confused with black Jews or Jewish individuals of color, right? You know that's going into those Ethiopian Jews and also the tribe, the Igbo tribe, who already know who they are, who claim they already descend from the 12 tribes. Because you had, years ago, you had Amalek, the Jewish, go down there and infiltrate both groups and give them yarmulkes and try to accept them into the zinc sinks and try to set them into quote-unquote Jewish culture, right? But that's false, though, you know. So that's what it's referring to right here, black Jews or Jewish individuals of color. Talk about those Ethiopian Jews, right? Because in Israel, you have a lot of Ethiopian Jews, right? That's our people. But in order for them to get the benefits of being an Israel, quote unquote Israeli citizen, they have to fight in a military and things of that such.
Yep.
So they already infiltrated. So let's read on.
Jewish individuals of color. I ain't even get to that part yet. That's crazy. Jewish. Damn. Come on, let's keep reading.
And the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
All right, let's go back to the article. So the Jews are black. They already black. To say black Jews is a redundant statement. It's stupid. That's just like saying the black African Americans.
Damn.
SPLC no longer refers to these groups as solely black Hebrew Israelites.
Why?
As there are Latin and indigenous members of these groups. And there are non-radical sects of the Hebrew Israelite faith who identify as black Hebrew Israelites.
Right.
Right, because we already over and over, we've proven that the so-called blacks, not only so-called blacks, but the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans are the Israelites. That's why they had to change the whole title.
Right. Did we finish Psalms 50? We're gonna go back to this article. Don't discard this article yet. But did we finish Psalms 50? Yeah, I think we finished that. Yep, we did. Let's keep reading this article. Let me check. It's a specific point in there that I want. If you can scroll down a little bit. Scroll down on the article a little bit. Slow down. Go up a little bit more. Okay, start from there. These anti-Semitic beliefs. Let's get it so he can see it.
These anti-Semitic beliefs influence the mainstream as well. In a 2020 episode of actor and comedian's podcast, Cannon's Class, Cannon and his guest, Professor Griff, theorized that black people are the true Semitic people. Cannon claimed they, Jews, have taken our birthright.
That's right. Claiming to be us when that's not who they are.
Right. Neither Cannon or Griff are known to be members of any RHI group. This idea is at the core of radical Hebrew Israelites' beliefs. A shared view among the groups is their claim that Jews are actively working to steal the identity of the Hebrew Israelites by any means necessary.
They are. They have. They do it with their so-called stronghold they have over the media. There's a blackout on the so-called black Hebrew Israelites. Right. The good work that we do in the neighborhoods, it's never ever broadcasted. Anytime anything remotely related to so-called radical Hebrew Israelite group occurs, such as the shooting in New York at that Jewish deli, right? They try to immediately stitch that to us. That's not us. We do so much good in the neighborhoods. We go out and we stop the youth from being violent one towards another.
Right.
We go out and we fix families as far as whatever issues they may be having. We can sit them down and allow them space to talk to each other, give them solutions, right?
Promote marriage again, too.
We restore marriages. Yeah. That's what we teach. What's hateful about that?
Right.
All right, read that again.
A shared view among the groups is their claim that Jews are actively working to steal the identity of the Hebrew Israelites by any means necessary.
Right, by smearing everything it is that we do.
Right.
They made rap music the culture of the black man, the so-called black man. That's not our culture. That's what they gave us. What was given to us by the Lord, which is naturally ours, is the heritage of keeping these laws.
Facts.
Our culture is marriage. Our culture is not standing for the BS. Our culture is foolishness not standing in our sight. Our culture is King David. Our culture is King Solomon. Our culture is wearing fringes and not zits. This is our culture. But they obscure that and they hide that and they put something else in its place called a smokescreen.
Right.
They use movies to hide it. right? And we're so deprived and we have not many opportunities, we jump at those things.
Mm-hmm.
They always tell us, well, if these things are not true, why do you keep supporting it? We think we don't have no other options. We think we don't have any other options but to be the pimp, but to be the Negro, but to be a ball player. That's not our culture. That's not our heritage. All right?
And can we get a scripture, though? Because everything in this article that Nick Cannon stated is actually facts. It's true, right? Let's go to Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. Let's go to the favorite scripture, right? Let's break this thing down. Revelation chapter 2, verse 9.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
See that it says, first and foremost, it says, I know thy tribulation and poverty. Stating right here that the real Jews will be impoverished. The real Jews will be going through tribulation.
That's right.
But what does the Zionists do? They manufacture a whole atrocity called the Holocaust, right?
Wow.
They orchestrate a whole atrocity, stating, hey, we fit this. But the real Jews are going through this now. We're not talking about 3 million allegedly deaths. We're talking about over 17 million through the slave trade alone. And even up to date with the abortion. 17 more additional million, right? But the real Jews are going through these things now. Read on.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
See that it says that I know the blasphemy of those who say they are Jews. So they might try to flip this back on us, saying that we claim to be the Jews and we the synagogue of Satan, right?
Yeah.
Let's read on, though. That's not what it's talking about. It's not talking about us. It's talking about the Zionists today.
Bring it out.
Verse 10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
Right there. Who has the power to put us in prison? Who has the power to make that phone call and say, hey, you need to apologize to the public?
Right.
Who has that power to take away your millions of dollars? Do we have that power? Are we doing that?
Or your billions.
Or your billions,
It's
right.
like Kanye West, your billions.
Facts. Black and Latinos, we don't have the power to take away billions of dollars. We don't have the power to force no one to get on TV and apologize. Hell, we still waiting for an apology. We ain't got no reparations yet. So it's showing you that these people, they have power. These same people that claim to be Jews, but Christ said they are not. Is it more on that?
Yes, sir. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death.
So showing you that what Nick Cannon stated in his articles, what he stated is correct. We are Semitic. We are the Jews. Right. Is there more in this article, or we could move on?
Yeah, go down to core beliefs.
Core beliefs.
Yeah, keep going down to core beliefs. Hold on. Go up. There's something else in. Go up a little more. Right there. Let me see. No. Nope. Okay, go back. Go down. Scroll down. Read the second paragraph.
Core beliefs. Radical Hebrew Israelites often refer to Jews as the fake Jews.
Here goes some of they lying, okay? We've seen them lying, but here goes some highlighted points of them lying. Go ahead.
Using the name Amalek in reference to a biblical enemy of the Israelites. Sometimes they lump Jews in with Edomites.
Because that's the truth. We're talking about you Sephardic Jews. We're talking about you Ashkenazi Jews. Right? We ain't talking about the true Jews. We're talking about you Jewish. We lumping y'all in with Edomites because that's who you are. Your father is Edom. Okay? Read up on your history. Go ahead.
A term.
And what's crazy is they know they the damn Edomites. But the average person that's reading this, they don't know who the Edomites are. Never even heard of the term. Go ahead.
A term referring to another biblical nation that radical Hebrew Israelites use as a derogatory term for white people.
That's the lie right there, because we don't use that as a derogatory term for white people. That's just your term for who you are.
It's in the Bible.
Duh. We can read that in Genesis 25:25. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's pull up the next. Yeah, we got to keep it moving, bro. Excuse me.
So next article or next clip. There we go.
All right. I don't know if I want this. Excuse me. So in the beginning, we had the TED Talk. In the TED Talk, it stated that there's civil war. There are things that are happening that leads to the civil war. And they want to know, this is just for me watching it, they want to know here how it could start so that they could do things to stop it from happening.
Right.
Or maybe if they vested enough, make it happen so that there could be a new regime with the person who's causing it being a new leader. I don't know. What do you think about the little coup that they had a couple years ago when they stormed the White House? 5 people died.
Right.
And he had a vested interest in controlling this country forever. He even wants to, I heard him say a while back, he wants to do away with the elections and just remain president forever.
Sound like a dictatorship.
That sounds just like a dictatorship. He got enough friends. He got enough connections.
Right.
He got enough everything needed to make that happen.
Right. So why continue with the facade of we for the people? Well, he is for the people, but his people.
His people. Right. All right, let's go in here and see what's in here. What is in this article? Read the topic or the title.
A demographic moral panic. Fears of a majority-minority future and the depreciating value of whiteness.
Uh-huh. This is a scary thing right here, what's going on to the so-called white man. In 2008, read.
In 2008.
Can we make it bigger? Yeah, it's kind of hard to see.
In 2008, the U.S. Census Bureau released a new population projection based on Census 2000. According to the projection, which reached all the way to the year 2050, the country's non-Hispanic white population would fall below 50% in the year 2042.
White people.
After 2042, the United States would be majority-minority. This impending demographic shift received significant coverage in mainstream news media.
And that's what they are afraid of. That's why they have things such as, what they call it? Damn, I just drew a blank. I was just talking about it a little bit earlier. The replacement theory.
Right.
That's why they so big on the replacement theory. They believe and they know in their heart they ain't got much time here.
Nah.
They understand that their numbers are dwindling and those around them are coming up. Now, why do you think the deportations are happening? Why do you think that is?
To mess with the population, right? Yeah.
To try to not have this happen.
Exactly.
To have this not be their projected future.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, they think 20, 30, 40 years in the future.
Right.
So they've been seeing this, and whenever somebody goes in there that goes off script, because what happened is sometimes we get senators, sometimes we get presidents that don't go according to their plan.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to do what they're doing right now with Trump and trying to reverse all that. Like, we didn't give y'all a little bit of freedoms, but we see that this is going to start and spark something that is going to be detrimental to us.
Right.
Let's continue to read. Yeah, let's read that replacement theory. That's perfect. What is the replacement theory?
Replacement theory. Conspiracy theory. Replacement theory in the United States and certain other Western countries whose populations are mostly white, a far-right conspiracy theory alleging, in one of its versions, that left-leaning domestic or international elites, on their own initiative or under the direction of Jewish co-conspirators, are attempting to replace white citizens with non-white, Black, Hispanic, Asian, or Arab immigrants. The immigrants' increased presence in white countries, as the theory goes, in combination with their higher birth rates as compared with those of whites, will enable new non-white majorities in those countries to take control of national, political, and economic institutions.
All right, give me Exodus 23.
Right.
Exodus 23 and 29, because this is what's happening. All right. Remember, our God gave us the warning before it happened, so that when it happened, you won't be surprised. And when it happens, you can actually say, Lord, you are God. You understand what I'm saying? So listen to the Lord. Exodus 23 and 29.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 29. I will not drive them out from before thee in 1 year, lest the land become desolate and the beasts of the field multiply against thee.
This is what the Lord was telling the children of Israel. They was having a promise to get a particular land, right? But the Lord said, I'm not going to have them evacuate all at once. I'm not going to have them leave all at once. What I'm going to do is slowly over time make sure that number diminish. The number of them that dies is going to exceed the number of them that are born. You understand that? So what the Lord is really doing here is showing us we ain't got to fight. We ain't got to do nothing. All we got to do is just follow the word of God, and he can take care of the rest. Everything that they trying to do to shut us up, they can't. They can try. They can shut us up. They can halt it, maybe prolong it, but the inevitable is your numbers will decrease, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Your numbers will decrease, our numbers will increase. You can try to divide us up and say we Hispanic. You can say we black. You can say we Dominican. Oh, they hate being black.
Right.
No, papi, me, no. They hate being black, but you are black. Okay? You are so-called black. You can do whatever you want to do to halt the progress, but it's already outlined that that's what's going to happen. You got something you want to add?
Not yet.
All right, let's keep reading.
Let's go back to the article.
Let's keep reading in Exodus.
Verse 30.
Uh-huh.
By little and little I will drive them out from before thee.
Right.
Until thou be increased and inherit the land.
All we got to do is just obey the Lord. And what he promised us is going to be given to us. Remember, we in a spiritual battle. You understand me? We in a fight where we can't face them physically. We can't do that. This is war. You can try. You can literally try. But it ain't going to get you nowhere. They were gifted with the sword.
Right.
The Lord blessed that man with the sword back in Genesis. It's his blessing to make weapons. His weapons that he make, microscopic, nano level, subatomic particles. Like, he get weapons on that level. We be lucky to slap somebody.
Right.
Bruh.
We po. We got to use what we've been given. Like, come on now. Go back to the article.
Swipe back up. Hold on. Yeah, it's right there. Whites lose majority status in U.S. Let's go there. Click on that. Yeah, see what pops up there. All right, read that.
Whites to lose majority status in U.S. by 2042.
It's like we read in the previous article. By 2042, the minority will become the majority, and that's what these Caucasians fear.
Yeah.
Read that.
Whites will comprise less than half of the U.S. population by 2042, about 8 years earlier than previously thought.
Whoa! So it's an 8-year increase.
The Lord speeding up the time.
Right.
Praise the Lord.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get a scripture on that, right? Because we don't need statistics to prove that Esau is least in number. Let's go to Obadiah. Let's go to his favorite book, Obadiah verse 1. Let's go to his favorite book, Obadiah verse 1.
Oh, yeah.
Because it says whites will comprise less than half of the U.S. population by 2042.
I wonder how that will occur.
Right.
I wonder how exceeded the numbers in its past what it should be in 8 years. Maybe I don't know. Maybe COVID happened, or maybe some other sicknesses is happening,
right?
That they're not reporting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Read that.
The book of Obadiah, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom.
So the book of Obadiah is in regard to Edom. Who is Edom? The so-called Caucasian race, the white race, right? Let's jump down to verse 2.
Verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
See that he has made thee what?
I have made thee small among the heathen.
So it's not far-fetched that by 2042 they would be now the minority, right?
That's
He has
right.
made thee small among the heathen. Read on.
Thou art greatly despised.
And everybody despised this white man. Why? Because he's in everyone's country. He's controlling everything on the earth. Hell, he is the wicked, like it say in Job. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Everyone despised this man to some form of capacity.
Right.
And he's small in populating, as far as in his population.
That's right.
So let's move on to to the next one. We can move on. What we got? We dealing with this right here?
More proof. We could just probably read the title and then jump to the next piece of content.
White deaths exceed births in a majority of U.S. states.
In the majority of U.S. states. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Next piece of content. And while we waiting on the content, I want you to cue up Revelations 12. I think we did this one already from the Britannica. Yeah, we did. Cue up Revelations 12, because this is what's happening. You know what I mean? This is exactly what is happening. The Lord said that he got us. And all we have to do is just play the background.
Right.
Play the background. Don't be mingling in places that don't pertain to us. Let's not put our hands in the pot trying to, you know what I'm saying, stir the course of nature, trying to get involved in their political systems, fight their wars. No, we ain't doing that. What we going to do? Read Revelations 12.
The book of Revelations, chapter 12, verse 1.
And what this is going to bring out to you, it's going to bring you confidence. It's going to bring you solace. It's going to bring you peace to know that you're not fighting this fight alone. Let's read.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven.
Read that again.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven.
Your book say wonder or war?
Wonder.
Let me see. My book say war. What you reading off of the phone?
I got the Cambridge, officer.
All right, give me Revelations 12 and 7. I'm going to read it how I see it in my book. And there was war in heaven. All right, now read the rest.
A woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet.
Nah, you're not reading where I'm at.
Revelation 12 and 1.
7.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels.
You hear that? There's a war going on in heaven. So up in heaven, where the Lord is,
right,
there's some angels fighting with the dragon. Nah, that's not what's happening. What's happening is right here on earth, there's a war going on. There's a war going on right here in heaven. And the angel Michael is helping us fight this war. Give me Matthew 13. Matthew 13 and 24. Let's see what is referred to as heaven. What is heaven? Matthew 13 and 24.
The book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed a good seed in his field.
What are we talking about? We're talking about the kingdom of heaven. All right? You're going to listen to the precepts. You're going to listen to the parable, and you're going to be able to draw a conclusion what it's being referred to. Christ's going to make it plain. Read.
But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat. and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servants said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn.
So it's saying whatever's happening in the kingdom of earth is right here in kingdom of heaven. It's happening right here on earth. And our attitude towards how we entreat the people that's here on earth is to not be to the point where we're trying to physically separate or physically cause harm, because we might be just harming our loved ones or our fellow Israelites. So the Lord said, look, the reapers at the end of time, they going to do the separating. You just do what you have to do to make sure you're not on the left side. Let's jump down to 36.
Verse 36. Then Jesus sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one.
Right, so it's going to always be confusion on who is who, right? You got the SPLC saying we are who we are and we not who we not, or whatever. It's confusion on who's who, right? The Lord said, let this separate them. Let the word of God separate them. The reaper's going to separate them in the end. Keep reading.
The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world. And the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be.
Verse 44.
Verse 44. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field.
Give me 45.
Verse 45. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls.
Give me 47.
Verse 47. And again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind.
You hear that? The kingdom of heaven is here on earth. Everything that you read about the kingdom is like unto, he always referred it to something that's going on in the earth. Whether you planting something, whether you in the water searching for pearls in the earth, whether you casting the net and attracting the good with the bad, and in the end of it, it all gets separated. You get to see clearly what is what. The kingdom of heaven is right here on earth. So let's go back to Revelation 12.
Revelations chapter 12, verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels.
That's right. That's right. Give me Jude 1 and 9. Then we're going to go back to our regularly scheduled program. Jude 1 and 9. And while we fight in this war, you know what we should be? We should be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Right. All right? Let's read that. Jude 1 and 9. Yeah, that little bitty book be hard to find. I know. I hear them pages flipping.
The book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 9. Yet Michael, the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, durst not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuked thee.
So when we out here casting down imaginations, teaching our people who they are, showing you the truth, we're not doing it maliciously. We're not doing it with false claims. Right. The things that we saying are straight from the word of God. That way we justified in our sayings. So therefore, when the wrath of the world come against us, we can stand with our hands clean and say, we ain't lied not one bit. Everything we said was already foretold to happen. You just afraid of the mirror that we putting up in front of you. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the word of God, and that's what we're here to do, to cast down imaginations, to watch over your soul, right? Let's go to the next piece of content that you had queued up, because this is truth right here, what's happening, all right? This is truth. This was foretold to happen in the scriptures. Let's bring that Rome up. This is what you spoke about earlier.
Right.
You talked about this earlier. Let's go.
Read.
Rome's fall and America's future. The assassination of Julius Caesar in 44 BCE remains one of the most vivid examples of political corruption and instability in history. At its center lies the betrayal of Caesar by those closest to him. A group of senators, alarmed by Caesar's growing power as dictator for life, believed they were saving the republic by ending his rule.
Believe they were saving the republic by ending his rule, just like you have what they have set up today. They're not malicious, like they had a malicious.
Right.
There are malicious that think that they, if the army goes down, if the government goes awry, they will stand and defend the country to bring back the glory or bring back whatever ideology that they're fighting for.
Right.
Right. So that we can see the same parallels to today. I want to go down to Et tu, Brute. If you can go down the article, there's just a couple points that needs to be touched on. It's like 4 or 5 points that's going to parallel with today. Keep going down. Go down some more. Go down some more. Yeah, right there. Read it if you could read through that with a little bit of swiftness.
Et tu, Brute. Historians often debate the reasons behind the fall of Rome, but several key factors stand out in understanding its decline. The first is more prominent and well known. Rome experienced grand political corruption and instability.
We see that today.
Yeah.
So everything that you read, I ain't going to interject. I just want you listeners to know that we talking about America. Mm-hmm. Though it says Rome, this is America. Read.
Which weakened the government's ability to run effectively. For example, leadership changed frequently. Internal power struggles became commonplace. And widespread corruption eroded public trust. Without governance, the empire failed to address growing challenges. Second, economic decline further destabilized Rome. Over-reliance on slave labor stifled innovation, while heavy taxation and inflation drained resources from citizens, leaving the infrastructure militarily unsustainable. Third, military overextension exposed Rome's inability to defend its expansive borders. Maintaining control over far-reaching territories became nearly impossible as the empire grew, leaving them vulnerable to outside threats. Fourth, social and moral decay further eroded the empire's foundation. A growing divide between the elite and lower classes and declining civic responsibility led to unrest and a loss of shared purpose. Finally, barbarian invasions delivered the decisive blow. Groups like the Goths and Huns breached Roman defenses repeatedly, with the Visigoths sacking Rome in 410 AD and the deposition of the last Western Roman emperor in 476 AD, thus marking the fall of the Roman Empire.
That's it for that article.
That goes into that it's being rotten from the inside out.
Right.
You know, with all the issues going on with the border crisis and even with the CIA, they already made it clear that you have 1,000 terror cells of Hamas. I mean, I had it right. Hamas in this country right now. And they trying to, their goal is to execute over 60,000 deaths here in America. How you think they go do that? In every major city, for one. And Chicago is one of them. So we got to be, it's coming. It ain't a if, it's when. It's going to happen here in Chicago. So y'all better watch out. If y'all going to movie theaters and concerts, you might want to cut that out.
Did we just have a plane crash the other day?
Yeah, it was
What
in
did it-
Philadelphia,
Was
right?
it Philly? That don't happen.
Right.
I heard it crash into like a military jet or something.
Yeah, it was a military helicopter with a commercial airline.
It had Russians in it. I think it had Russians in it. Hey, that could have been a terror attack. They could attack your food.
Right.
They could attack your water. They can attack your communication. Come on now. Anything from the inside to destabilize this country can happen at any moment, so don't be surprised. That's a tactic to make a large economy fall or a large
Right.
dynasty such as Rome or America fall.
And you know, just like Rome, even in America, you have different ethnic groups. So everyone shares different ideas.
Yes.
So how can you come together when everyone has different ideas and objectives and agendas? It's not going to work. It's going to be conflict eventually. So,
Hey, the Lord Cole, he spoke about that.
right.
He talked about the toes, and was it Daniel?
Mm-hmm.
They being diverse from another, mixed with the iron mixed with the clay.
Right.
They'll never be able to actually exist together. You can't put clay and iron together and hope you're gonna create something strong.
Right.
You can fire blast that clay all day to make it appear hard, but it's not gonna be structurally sound.
Not at all.
The
And
iron-
since we on the same subject, let's bring out the scripture.
Go ahead,
Let's go to Isaiah chapter 13.
Bring it out.
Let me get the verse. Because you can't have all these ethnic groups here and expect to be a whole kumbaya. It was never meant that way. It was never meant to be
Lord
that
never
way.
meant it that way.
Right. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 14. Let's start there.
The book of Isaiah.
13. And read fast.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 13. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger.
And that's what we see right now. The Lord is doing that by having these civil unrest. He's doing that by having these coups taking place, the government's being collapsed. He's doing all these things. He said that's how he's setting these things up in these last days. Read on.
And it shall be as the chase roll, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people.
See that? Every man should do what?
They shall every man turn to his own people.
So every man will go back to their own people. It's never meant to be a rainbow coalition. It was never meant to be a kumbaya. That's all an illusion to think that we all one. But guess what's going to happen? Everyone's going to go to their own people. Every race is going to go back to their own race. Read.
And flee every one into his own land. Every one that is found shall be thrust through.
So if you're found among these other races, you're going to be thrust through. Everyone's going to come back to their own people at the end of the day. Read.
And every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
So that's going into that unrest right there. It's going to that civil war right there. Because there's too many ethnic groups. Everyone got their own goals, objectives, and ideas. We can't come together like that. The Lord never meant for that. And when you have these groups come together with their own ideas, it's going to be disagreements. It's going to be disruptions. It's going to be war. Read.
Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
So that's what's going to take place in these last days. It's going to be civil unrest coming to America. Why? Because this country is on a collapse. They don't have control over the borders no more. Everyone's fed up with the military, with the policies. Everyone's fed up. Everyone's tired of the war that's taking place across overseas. Everyone's fed up. Let's go to the next article now. Lend me your ears. We there?
Lend me your ears. The rise of populism and demagogues is evident in the fall of Rome and in the United States today. This highlights the dangers of trusting self-serving leaders who exploit public discontent. For example, Julius Caesar's consolidation of power during the Roman Republic should be a stark warning. By presenting himself as a savior, Caesar bypassed traditional checks and balances, destabilizing the government and paving the way for the republic's collapse. Similarly, modern political figures often gain power by deepening divisions and challenging democratic norms.
Right, because You know, you have the campaign to save America right now. You have Donald Trump trying to make America great again, but it's not going to work. It's already too late. It's already rotten from inside out already. Just like Julius Caesar tried to save Rome. Same thing with Donald Trump. It's already rotten in. It's already too late right now. Like you mentioned earlier with that time clock, Doomsday time clock.
Yeah,
It's been ticking already.
We got a article or a video for the Doomsday clock. Speaking of the Doomsday clock,
Okay.
if you could find the Doomsday clock and pull it up, that'd be perfect. But for right now, let's read Deuteronomy 32 and 8, because this goes along the lines with we all been separated. The Lord separated us from the beginning, and that's the way he wanted it. But when he actually separated us, what was his thoughts behind separating everybody? Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy,
32 and 8.
chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me he separated the sons of Adam? He didn't keep them together?
When he separated the sons of Adam.
Nah, you reading that wrong. You must be reading the wrong word again.
When he separated the sons of Adam.
He separated the sons of Adam. Remember, we all come from Adam. We all one big happy family, the so-called white man would say. But the Lord said he what?
He separated the sons of Adam.
We was never supposed to be this one big amalgamation of people. This one big melting pot of people. There's too many ideologies. There's too many people saying they got the right way. There's too much of that. The Lord said, I created what I created. This is how I want it to be ran. And he gave us the charge of running it. And that's what we're going to do. But you know what we're not going to do? We're not going to force the issue by going to war like some of these groups do. That's the difference between the Israelite and the rest of everybody else. We allow our Lord, we let the Lord fight our battles for us. We're going to protect ourselves, yes, but we let the Lord fight our fights for us, fight our battles for us. Read, because we trust him. We believe him. Read.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
So he put us on top, and everybody else, they got to get in where they fit in according to how we see fit. Let's go to Obadiah 1. But this is what happened with your friendly neighborhood white man. Obadiah 1 and 3. This is what happened. Because you just read in Obadiah, right? But let's see his spirit. Obadiah 1 and 3. Did you get down to 3? No, I didn't. Okay, let's read that.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
So his pride deceived him. He thought he was God. He thought he could do anything that he wanted to do because there was no power to check him. No God that came and went through the clouds and showed his hand and made him stop doing what he's doing. He actually have been given a whole lot of rope to hang himself. He's been given a whole lot of liberty and freedoms and gifts and abilities to hang himself. To do what he needs to do to move himself out the way so that the true rulers of this earth can actually reign. So he's prideful. He's puffed up. Read it again.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
It has deceived you. It lied to you. It made you think that because you had the jewels of God in captivity, that we'll never rise up again. That the Lord had never put his spirit back in us to make us affect change. Your pride has deceived you. Your pride has lied to you. You put yourself in every nation, in every country, and you cause confusion there. And you think nobody sees you. You think nobody knows. Who gonna see me? That's your mindset. That's your mind state. You think nobody sees you. But there is a God. He allowed you to reign in this earth. He allowed that. Keep reading.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Being specific on who he's talking about, he's talking about the children of Edom, the Caucasians, those from the Caucasus Mountains, the cave dwellers, those who dwell in the clefts of the rocks. Give me, what's that? Was it Job? When they chased him from among men? Was that Job 32? Some Job, let me see, where is that? This is why they cave dwellers. Where I'm at. Let me look it up real quick. Talk, Lava.
We all get it.
All right, let's if we can get those articles up. Give me no, that's not it. Give me Job 30. Job
Verse
30.
6.
Start at 5. That was one chapter off. Yeah, this is why they are those that dwell in the clefts of the rock. This is why they call themselves the Caucasians, the dwellers from the Caucasus Mountains, because this is what they familiar with. This is their home. Go ahead.
The book of Job, chapter 30, verse 5. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief.
As after a thief. Esau is the most notorious thief there is in the world. So much of a thief that the Lord classified him in Genesis as being a fugitive, right? Never being, punished for his crimes. Never seeing justice for his crimes of theft. Stealing a man, stealing his house, stealing the soil, stealing his birthright. You just steal all the way around. Read.
To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys. In caves of the earth.
In caves of the earth.
And in the rocks.
And in the rocks, the clefts of the rocks, in mountains. Those are your cave dwellers, the so-called Idumeans, the Edomites, the Esau. You was about to say something?
No, they the first cavemen at the end of the day.
Now, knowing that
Right.
is your history, it's no wonder. I don't support it. I don't promote it. It's no wonder they steal everybody's identity. Because they don't want to be themselves.
Damn.
They the ones who everybody know who reads this Bible is going to be destroyed at the end of the day. So they make themselves the last samurai. They make themselves the last of the Mohicans. They make themselves the last nigger. I bet there's going to be a movie come out.
Right.
Last of the niggas.
Pretty
Starring
soon,
Edom.
if they keep it up, Martin Luther King gonna be depicted as white.
Oh, wow. They can do that.
Right.
Because they've erased his observance day.
Right.
So after maybe so many years, people forget who Martin Luther King is. You see Patrick Swayze as
Damn.
Martin Luther King. The new Patrick Swayze.
Right.
He'll be long gone by then. But yeah, Patrick Swayze plays Martin Luther King. You want to be everybody. I understand that you don't have a heritage to cling to, and the heritage that you have, it's not respectable. It's not honorable. It doesn't have an honorable end. I'm not sorry for you.
Hey, we got that footage yet for the Doomsday clock?
It's actually time for commercials.
Oh.
Let's pull up commercials. Searching Texas.
Hey, shalom. Welcome back to another edition of Striving for Mastery's podcast, where we go in depth on what it means to be a prophet and the life of a prophet. And today we have a very, very special guest. Of course, I'm your host, Top G, and with me today I have
D-Side.
All right, now let's get right into the nitty gritty. D-Side,
Yes, sir.
thank you for coming on the show, man. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Appreciate you for that.
What does it really mean to be a prophet? And also talk a little bit about praying for vengeance on the adversaries of the nation of Israel.
Okay. Yes, sir. Obviously, that's all detailed and outlined in the scriptures, and we put that into action. But if I can, I just love to do it in song, if that's okay.
Hey, crowd, what y'all think about that? T-Solid performing live, what y'all think? All right, so the people's ready, man. Let's hear it, man. We want to do it.
Check. Yeah. Yeah.
Grinding, I ain't got time to wait. Running, building bricks, I ain't got time to play. Determined, I need freedom, y'all better learn to break. Luke 18, vengeance, gotta hold on to faith. Duh, grinding, I ain't got time to wait. Running, building bricks, I ain't got time to play. Determined, I need freedom, y'all better learn to break. Luke 18, vengeance, gotta hold on to faith. Don't water me if I don't preach the gospel. Wanna be whatever the acts, continuing that. Yeah, and that's with the apostles. Lively, stone, type of time that I'm on. Mad at us cause they asked out while we in the house like Jerome. Prophecy come to pass, why these heathens are sweating to make it last. Got so many faces, they don't need a mask. But eating unbreakable, Mr. Glass, he created the wisdom with the faithful in the room. Action speak the loudest in the room. Gotta prep the bride for the groom, but get another end coming soon. Look, why you shook? We just reading words out the book. Never mind how long it took, cause God got the recipe, let him cook. Yeah, he caught the crooks in the land of the thief and the home of the slave. Send the prophets like a way to crash the party, and we're just getting it started. Eat him the target, Babylon, yeah, gotta burn. The vagabond finally got his turn. Ash died too, that's a bastard. Nukes for the dukes, that's a hazard. Deep coming through, drop the hammer, calling it home improvement. This is the life, it's more than a movement. Seed of Jacob, and we can prove it. Watch this, grinding, I ain't got time to wait. Running, building bricks, I ain't got time to play. Determined, I need freedom, y'all better learn to break. Luke 18, vengeance, gotta hold on to faith. Yo, grinding, I ain't got time to wait. Running, building bricks, I ain't got time to play. Determined, I need freedom, y'all better learn to break. Luke 18, vengeance, gotta hold on to faith.
My man, wow. Hey, yo, that's fire right there. You know, I've been thinking about some of the same things you've been saying because I've been on this journey for a while as well. So here's a little bit where my take is on it.
T-Silent, I gotta talk to you. So many demons is ranting and raving, and man, I'm just trying to walk different. Pray for destruction, I'm building my faith. I got a lot on my plate, trying to get in them gates. Salute my angel on the way, I ain't got time to waste. Pushing this truth, I got time today. Professionalism, we make it work like a mechanism. If you ain't with my people, then it doesn't matter. So we ain't worried about nepotism. Exorcism, when I cast out the inner demons, they're lusting for vandalism, cause it's catastrophic, cataclysmic. Acts of the apostle, we got a mission like, listen up. Pray for destruction, can't get enough. I know that you think that you know where I'm going, but I'm building bricks, so mount them up. Still in the service, count them up. 144,000, demonstrating true power. Wisdom rain, that shower, wasting land in less than an hour. Here's a chance, roll with a prophet, take a glance. Walk in our shoes, take a stand. Royal priesthood, Uncle Sam. Here today, then I'm out of pocket. Grinding hard, that's part of the topic. Cross the globe in the speed of light. Blasting off, just like a rocket. You can't stop it.
Grinding, I ain't got time to waste. Running, building bricks, I ain't got time to play. Determined, I need freedom, y'all better learn to pray. Luke 18, vengeance, gotta hold on to faith. Let's go, we grinding, I ain't got time to waste. Running, building bricks, I ain't got time to play. Determined, I need freedom, y'all better learn to pray. Luke 18, vengeance, gotta hold on to faith. Let's go.
Man, wow. Hey, give it up, crowd. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. T-Silent, man, thank you for coming on the show, man. Man, we really enjoy having you. Thank you for giving us a little bit of understanding of what it means to be a prophet, and as well as praying for vengeance. And you always welcome back here on Striving for Mastery's podcast.
Likewise, Tom T. But I got a question real serious.
Yeah, go ahead, shoot.
That shirt. You mind explaining what that means?
Victory over death, victory over sin. Victory is overcoming my temptation no matter what state I'm in. Victory means to lead this world, we never follow trends. Victory means I never die. Infallible truth, he ain't never lie. Victory over death. Victory over sin. Victory is overcoming my temptation no matter what state I'm in. Victory means to lead this world. We never follow trends. Victory means I never die. Infallible truth, he ain't never lie. I had to let go of my idols. I had to let go of the titles. I had to forgive all my rivals. Had to reread my Bible. He opened my eyes. He opened my eyes. I couldn't believe it. He opened my eyes, and that was the drive, made me a believer. So I had to follow truth. Steph Curry with the wrist work. I had to follow through. I know my life bother you. Wake up, open the blinds. Wake up, open your eyes. I can't give up now. I gotta claim my prize.
They want a medal, a trophy, I'm over it. Looking for heads on the platter for those that scatter, those that shatter. Hopeless, thinking life don't matter. Open the Bible and look in the mirror. I thought I saw a God. Could've sworn I beat him with a ride. Overtime on the job. Working shift till it's closing time. Go on the road for mine. Crossing the globe for mine. Souls to find. Go over time. Teach us how to win. Get the victory over sin. What's more than a mortal? Paradise through the portal. See my tribe on the gate. Many matches call it real estate.
Victory over death. Victory over sin. Victory is overcoming my temptation no matter what state I'm in. Victory means to lead this world. We never follow trends. Victory means I never die. Infallible truth, he ain't never lie. Victory over death. Victory over sin. Victory is overcoming my temptation no matter what state I'm in. Victory means to lead this world. We never follow trends. Victory means I never die. Infallible truth, he ain't never lie.
Can't stop, so I can't snooze. Try to win, so I can't lose. I can see victory on the horizon, so I strive with a great move. Ain't no time for the lions in the street, run arounds and it can't do. Ain't no pride, cause it ain't you. Without God, then it can't move. Yeah, they lie, they change rules. Yeah, the devil's a deceiver. Keeping watch with his demons, with the lies that he feed us. We under microscope, getting locked in a single cell like amoebas. Ain't no stopping, they need us. Sit the privates to free us. On the block with the leaders, we the overachievers. Some not gon' believe us, but they know that they need us. Got it hot as a fever. We be the tools. If you ain't with us, then I would not wanna be ya. And you would not wanna see what these eyes we've seen. They brought niggas and change, we still here. Financially crippled, surviving our little, but one day we will cheer. Cause we got the blood of the king, last but dying breed. We gon' be straight. Some of us grew up without no parents in neighborhoods that foster hate, but it's no debate. We went from gangsters to guys, and that's all on hope. No Eddie Murphy, no Martin Lawrence. This life here ain't no joke. Born to sin and born again. I ain't always been right. Running the streets with sticks and blades, but I was skating on thin ice. Now I just for the passion. Hit the block and spring into action. Hot as the summer, and that's why they wonder how we do this in this fashion. They freezing up like the winter time. Whenever we put in that car, the Lord on our side, we ready to rise. So even in death, we won't fall in our season of victory.
Victory over death. Victory over sin. Victory is overcoming my temptation no matter what state I'm in. Victory means to lead this world. We never follow trends. Victory means I never die. Infallible truth, he ain't never lie. Victory over death. Victory over sin. Victory is overcoming my temptation no matter what state I'm in. Victory means to lead this world. We never follow trends. Victory means I never die. Infallible truth, he ain't never lie. Victory over death. Victory over sin. Victory is overcoming my temptation no matter what state I'm in. Victory means to lead this world. We never follow trends. Victory means I never die. Infallible truth, he ain't never lie. Victory over death. Victory over sin. Victory is overcoming my temptation no matter what state I'm in. Victory means to lead this world. We never follow trends. Victory means I never die.
Shalom, shalom on Sound Christ Bless. Hey, I don't know about you, man, but that last song had me in there like,
I was vibing my head. Like,
I like that. That thing got a good beat to it. It got a good message in it. As always, Israelite music. You can check us out originalroyalty.com. You can check us out on YouTube. You know, we everywhere. Look for that good, righteous content to help you through your day. Now, we're going to continue where we left off with the Doomsday Clock, and then we're going to get into the different segments of news and black facts. We don't know, Jack. So let's pull up the Doomsday Clock, if you could. Pull the Doomsday Clock up. Because according to Revelations 12, if you could get this real quick, Revelations 12 and 12, this brother he ain't no brother, but this man got a short amount of time where he can do all the dirt he can do before it's over with for him. Curtains closed. Revelations 12 and 12.
The book of Revelations, chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
The devil, the so-called white man, know he has a short amount of time in which he can operate. He can't go no further. So he's going to do everything. He's going to cause hell. He's going to cause issues. And before he can actually get to the point where he know it wraps up for him, he want to check it out. He want to see. He want to, with his pride, see when the end is coming. Remember, the Lord said no man knows.
right.
But him being prideful, he going to try to create a clock that, kind of symbolizes, or lets them know that time is getting close to the end.
We're going to find out how they base the Doomsday Clock off of what events that took place in the world, right?
All praise.
Let's go there.
Yep. And this clock not accurate.
No,
okay,
not
because
at
they
all.
keep having to adjust it. Right? Read.
The doomsday clock just moved closer to midnight.
No, we ain't playing that. No. Keep going, swipe up. Keep going. There it is.
Today, the doomsday clock was set to 89 seconds to midnight, the closest to midnight ever in its 78-year history. It's the duty of the United States, China, and Russia to lead the world back from the brink. Humanity's continuing existence depends on immediate action from the world's leaders. Founded by Albert Einstein, J. Robert Oppenheimer, and Manhattan Project scientists who developed the first atomic weapons,
Right.
the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientist has set the hands of the doomsday clock since 1947. Nuclear weapons, climate change, biological threats, and emerging technologies like artificial intelligence are existential risk weighing heavily on the minds of the world's top scientists.
Right, because the clock, swipe back down, because the clock was based off of, it was founded in 1947. We all know after that was the two atomic bomb droppings of Nagasaki and Hiroshima, right? So they based the doomsday clock based on all these things that's taking place from the nuclear weapon capabilities, from the advancements even today, because the nuclear weapons back then during those two atomic bombings is way at an astronomical rate and devastation rate as it is today, right? And it's based on climate change, right? We ain't talking about you go outside and check the temperature. No, we talking about the things that's going on in the world, right? We just talked about those things earlier today, right? With different countries and kingdoms, etc. That's going into the climate change, right? Because a lot of things is taking place all around the world and going to biological threats, right? With diseases like the COVID-19 that we had 4 years ago, that pandemic that damn near shut the whole world down, right? And emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, AI, right? All these things that we see in today, we witnessing these things today. So they basing the biological, the doomsday. I said biological clock. Damn. Right. So they basing the doomsday clock based on these things that we seeing today. All right, swipe. Let's read on.
More to this though. I like to go like if you can go back where it says about China, Russia, and America. Go up more. Yeah. Right there it says midnight, the closest to midnight in its 78-year history. It's the duty of the United States, China, and Russia to lead the world back from the brink. What's being said is, nigga, look, with all this stuff that we got going on,
Right.
you know what? If you don't do what I need you to do, I'm threatening to whoop your ass at this time. That's what the doomsday clock is. We got this weapon that's going to do some major damage, and if you don't pull back and act according to how I want you to act, I'm gonna drop this bomb. My mama used to say when she was alive, when I was a little kid, she'd say something like, man, I'm 4 minutes for whooping your ass.
Dang.
I'm a few minutes from whooping your ass.
That was that doomsday
That
clock.
was that doomsday clock.
For your ass.
For my ass. So this doomsday clock, which is created after the atom bomb was dropped,
Right.
it's just to show folks, listen, I'm this close to just sitting it all off.
Right.
I'm this close to, quote unquote, ending the world.
Right.
So things you mentioned that the article said, climate change, AI, because man, AI is just taking folks' jobs.
Right.
It's 250,000 jobs that have been removed since AI came. You know what that's going to do to the people? It's going to cause civil unrest. How we going to work and feed our kids? How we going to work and feed ourselves? That's going to cause tensions. And if you don't correct that, guess what ends up happening? Civil war.
And the man is, and Esau, he makes a mockery out of these things. Why? Because he come out through his movies like Terminator, Rise of the Machines. They was they knew all this stuff.
Absolutely. So all those things are things that they can control, which will allow them to come to their senses and pull back the world from the brink. Because if ain't no pulling back and everybody keep going and going how they going, they're going to drop their bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. So it's not like they predicting anything. They're just warning you, listen, I'm finna drop this.
Right.
You got this amount of time before I drop this. So did you have anything else on this you wanted to pull out?
I wanted to make while we at it, I could make the point that you mentioned, like the Lord, he knows the time, right?
Yes,
Esau, he tries to predict the time in particular, but the Lord knows. Let's prove that. Let's go to Revelation chapter 9 and start at verse 14. We can start at 14, 9 and 14.
The book of Revelation, chapter 9, verse 14.
Start at verse... Yeah, just get to the point, 14. You can read 14.
Saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels, which are bound in the great river Euphrates.
Read on. Here's the point right here.
And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour.
See, these angels, like you mentioned before, the angels are fighting for us, right? They the ones that shifted things. They ones that provoke the minds of men to do certain things at a certain time.
Right.
That's the reason why Vladimir Putin, on top of his numerous threats, he has not yet blew up Ukraine yet.
Bring it out.
Why? It's not your time yet. Not yet. Matter of fact, I don't want you to hit Ukraine. I want you to hit the United States. Read on. They have an hour in particular. Read.
For an hour and a day.
It's a day in particular, a particular hour and a particular day. Read.
And a month.
And a particular month. Read.
And a year.
And it's a particular year that this is going to go down. Read.
For to slay the third part of men.
To slay that 1/3. That third part of men. Well, it's actually 2/3, right? So slay the third of the people on the planet. It's going to be a huge devastation. It's a particular day, year, hour, and time for this whole thing to take place.
The people in general, not Israel.
Right.
We know 2/3 of us is going, but the third of the people, according to this.
Facts.
Right.
Yeah, it's heavy. Let's go back.
Yeah,
Let me start with something called the Doomsday Clock. The Doomsday Clock is what the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists started putting out in 1947 at the start of the atomic age. Now, of course, we're in the thermonuclear era. Every U.S. president, in my view, and according to the clock, has been in an administration where by the end of the term, the minute hand or the second hand is closer to nuclear Armageddon than it was when the president came into office. Where are we today, according to the Doomsday Clock? 90 seconds from midnight. This means, according to this expert view, with which I concur, we are closer to nuclear war than we have ever been in human history. Now, I've been around for some decades. I've advised dozens and dozens of heads of state and secretaries general of the UN, and I know a lot of these people. Some have been my students. I'm not overwhelmed at their intelligence, at their prudence, at their ability to keep us away from disaster. In fact, to a significant extent, I am not only underwhelmed, I watch U.S. foreign policy very close up. I watch it not only from the perspective of
pause that. So
an
speaking of
expert
U.S.
in the United
policy,
States.
speaking of U.S. policy, that's why America imposes sanctions on all these countries, right? To prevent countries from improving their nuclear advances, right? To prevent their nuclear programs. Like they try to interfere with Iran. They try to interfere with other countries that have a nuclear program, trying to postpone that doomsday, right? So that's why America, in regard to the policies, America have their hands in all these countries, imposing sanctions and tariffs to prevent them from advancing in their nuclear capabilities. Play on an article, the clip.
But from my peregrinations around the world, which are nonstop because my job is around the world, and I don't trust the United States at all. I don't trust the judgment. I don't trust how they act. I don't trust U.S. policies. And I think they are bringing us more and more to disaster.
We say that the United States, if we go with, say, a gangster analogy, as the superpower with all this imperial hubris, yes, they are responsible for a lot of crimes.
Our government, the U.S., he was the chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, are so arrogant that they're creating wars and that they're creating bigger and bigger risks. Well, I guess I absorbed that message. That was more than 50 years ago, by the way, basically 60 years ago just now. And I've watched closely, and I have studied these issues, I'd say, pretty meticulously. I've read and spoken and discussed with people, with heads of state. I don't trust the United States. That's the basic point.
That's it.
If we
That's
look
it.
at
Yeah, so he echoes the sentiment that I reflected earlier when I stated that they prideful.
Mm-hmm.
The scriptures, I should say, said that they are prideful. We stated that in Obadiah. That man pride has led him to believe he can't be touched. He cannot be touched. Let's get into world news. Let's get into the news.
Fast forward to world news.
Is it world or whichever's first? It don't matter. Whatever you got first.
So let's read that. No, don't read it yet. You got it? All right, read that.
Chicago fugitive on FBI's most wanted list for wedding night killing captured in Mexico.
All right, let's play. Down.
We should do a voiceover.
Right.
The end of the world is 7:00 tonight. Here it is.
All right, swipe down. Let's read it.
Yeah.
There it is right there. Read that, Chicago.
Chicago. A Chicago man on the FBI's most wanted list who is accused of killing his wife on their wedding night in 2012 has been apprehended in Mexico, authorities said.
Hey, so the hypocritical thing about this, like, we don't condone violence, right? But, you know, with the mass deportation of our people, right? But yet they went to extradite this man, bring him back to the States for a crime he committed. That's crazy. Read on.
Chicago fugitive captured in Mexico. What we know, Arnaldo Jimenez was arrested in Monterrey, Mexico on January 30th by agents of the Fiscalía General de la República in conjunction with Interpol, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. FBI Chicago, FBI San Antonio, FBI Legat, Mexico City, and the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Illinois collaborated to locate Jimenez prior to his arrest.
So you had this man, Hernando Jimenez. He was accused of killing his wife back in 2012, escaped to Mexico, and now has been extradited back to the States to face his crimes. So let's move on to world news. World news. So as it's playing, you could read the clip as this clip is being played. Let it play and read.
U.S. flags were burned in protest in Panama. On U.S. President Donald Trump's inauguration, in his speech, Trump repeated his threats to take back the Panama Canal.
Bro tap dancing on his joint.
These bold statements, these aggressive statements, for now verbal, but also threatening of forced intervention. They need a message from the Panama people. And this is what we do not accept under any criteria, Trump's statement. Neither Trump nor the gringos, nor his government have anything to do with Panama. In his inaugural speech, Trump accused Panama of giving up the canal's operation to China. We have been treated very badly from this foolish gift that should have never been made. And above all, China is operating the Panama Canal. And we didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
Wait a minute. So you gave it back to Panama, but then you so concerned about the use of the canal, right? If you gave it back to Panama, what do you care? Why is it concerning you?
Right.
These people the devil, man.
The father of the devil.
So we could drop this
real quick. Yep. Go to what I'm posting in the channel. I want them played, the last one, and then I'm finna show another one. I need these two played because it goes in line with what's been going on recently,
right? With
the ICE roundups. Play that. Because me being a little prophet that I am, you know what I'm saying? Me being a minor prophet, under the minor prophets, you know what? I made a statement. I said that the ICE raids were a front, or the signing of the order to actually go in and take these illegals back wasn't only going to be aimed at the illegals, but aimed at anybody they wanted to pull out.
Right.
And mask it under, oh, this is an ICE raid. Let's go. Let's play this. Play it from the beginning, very beginning, from 0 seconds. Because I only want the beginning. Yep, pull it all the way back. Yeah, let's play that.
Despite possessing certificates of Indian blood and state-issued IDs,
you hear that?
several
Pause
individuals
that.
have been detained.
Despite possessing certificates of Indian blood, these are documentations that say, this is my land.
Right.
This is who I am. I have, because of my birthright, every right to be here. I'm a natural citizen, is what the document says. Go ahead.
Immigration enforcement operations
Nah, let's go back to the other video. That's going to be next. Yeah, that's what I want.
Certificates of Indian blood and state-issued IDs, several individuals have been detained or questioned by ICE who do not recognize these documents as valid proof of citizenship. The same people who stole these people's land and has basically deported them onto reservations are the ones selling them. Yeah, no, your evidence of Indian blood, that's not proper documentation.
You hear that? You hear that?
You want to tell me this is about going after criminals? It's Jordan.
All right, we can end it there. That's what was being spoke about a couple episodes ago.
Right.
Right before Trump got in office, we talked about, hey, this ain't just who you think it's for. It's not who you think it's for. They're going to go after whoever they deem is a threat. Whoever they deem can cause civil unrest. Whoever they deem that the so-called blacks can actually affect
Right.
and actually wake them up and show them who they truly are. They want to separate them. They want to get them away, as far away from Judah as they can. Because they know once we get to riling up and we get to talking, we're going to rile up the other tribes.
Right.
And show them who they are. And then get them activated so they can go out and teach the world. Let's play this. More on world news. Oh, this might be local news right here. What's this? What's that? Is that what I don't think I showed that.
Immigration enforcement operations are expected to continue today across the country, including right here in Chicago.
President Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, was in the city yesterday as agents carried out arrests. This video provided by ICE shows some of those arrests, but NBC5 cannot independently confirm the details of those arrested. Chicago's DEA also involved, along with the FBI and ATF. The actions yesterday, officials say, were focused on criminals in the United States illegally. But Governor J.B. Pritzker says he is concerned ICE will also target non-criminals.
You hear that? You hear that? The governor even know this can target non-criminals, meaning anybody.
Right.
Because they supposed to be targeting criminal immigrants. He just dropped the immigrants off and just said non-criminals. That's everybody. I posted one more. Did you want to say something concerning this video?
It goes back into the previous news article about the man that was accused of killing his wife in 2012, and now he got extradited back into the United States. But if you try to deport people, but you make sure you want to bring him back to face his crime, like
that's weird. Bro.
He was already out the country.
That's weird. I don't know, man. I don't know. So yeah, we're gonna play this this next piece of local news concerning ICE trying to break in somebody's house.
Right.
This brother has a house. He speaks clear English. Clearly he's been here. Clearly he's a citizen. They breaking in his house. Why? Why is that? What would they have done if they weren't caught?
Right.
Because this man caught him and he stopped him from doing anything further. What if he was asleep? What if they would have just broken his house while he was asleep, cuffed him up, dragged him out, and that be it?
Right.
Let's play this video.
What are you doing here, bro? Get out of my house. Leave, go. Okay. Go. Stop fucking harassing, bro. Leave. You guys gotta go. You're fucking, you got my door open? Are you guys knocking or are you just trying to knock it down?
Is this your house?
This is my house. I live here.
What's your name?
Don't worry about my name. You gotta get up out of here, dude. It's time for you guys to go. Okay.
All right.
You guys can leave.
Okay.
Have a good day. Stop trying to break into people's fucking house, dude. I just seen your guy trying to fucking get into my house, bro. What's your name and badge number?
Okay, have a good day, all right?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Have a good day.
That's what ICE is doing. You guys are so fucking pathetic, bro. You guys are so pathetic. Yeah, get up out of here. You guys are clowns.
That's
Keep on looking.
Crazy. They can do whatever they want.
God bless America, right?
Right.
Anything they want to do. Y'all can end that. Let's get to the black historical facts. So just be cautious, man. Be alerted that there are things that can happen outside of your control, and all you can do is essentially pray to the Lord. Pray to the Lord. Keep your nose clean. Keep the commandments. Continue to tune in because it's a whole body of believers. We can strengthen each other. You know what I mean? In your time of weakness, in your time of need. Guess what? We're going to be there for you. It's better to do it with a body than to do it alone.
Right.
All right? Let's go to the black historical facts.
What we got this week for Black Facts. So as it's playing, you can read the subtitle.
To a sixth grader, and she says to me, she says, "Are
Jesse
you a real
Russell,
inventor?"
The inventor of the digital cell phone.
Wow, ain't that something? Who would have known?
And I said, yeah, I'm an inventor. And I sort of talked about cell phones, and I invent cell phones. She says, well, I thought all black inventors were dead.
Damn.
No, I think one of the greatest stories ever been told.
She invented the caller ID.
Of
Right.
Black Americans in the
He
60s
invented
and the
the
70s
electrical
and the
microwave.
contribution.
Microphone.
What they say?
Electric microphone.
Why they spell it like that?
Microphone.
No, What the hell is that?
Electrate.
What the? All right.
Sound like Moab. He said like,
Electrite. Okay, that's French.
play on.
Right.
To be able to teach young people that the scientists, engineering, and mathematics are the foundation of our society. The satisfaction that you get when you look back, like today, when I see how many people can use cellular telephone systems, and many people talk to me all the time and say, well, I didn't know that it was a black guy that invented digital cellular communications.
Wow, ain't that something? Jesse Russell, the inventor of the cell phone. Wow. Thanks to him, we'll be able to FaceTime. That's if you have an iPhone, right?
That's right. Hey,
We'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone.
Give me 2 Peter 3. We're going to read this and then we're going to close out. 3 and 10. You can start at 10.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
You don't know when the Lord returning. This man has a doomsday clock set up to try to predict when he's going to come. Nobody knows. Read.
In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
And when the Lord comes, there's going to be massive destruction. Unfathomable destruction. What the hell you going to do? Read.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Everything around you is going to melt with fervent heat. Even you. Go ahead.
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
It's going to be a lot of fire. There's only one thing in this earth that can create that type of heat. And that's thermonuclear fire. Read.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved.
Knowing that we're going to face or see this type of destruction. Read.
What manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
What should you do? How should you now form your speech? How should you now pattern your behavior? You should pattern your behavior after a godly sort.
Right.
Because we ain't going to be here forever. And we doing this to show an example to our brothers and sisters. Come on in, right? We have fun. We got high holy days where we, cut a rug. You heard the music. The music is banging. It's good. It's righteous. You ain't got to worry if the message that's being put out is hurtful to your kid, harmful to your kids. A lot of y'all ain't with the LGBTQ plus, all that. Y'all ain't with that. And we don't push that. And they slide it sneakily in the music. We don't do that. We try to protect ours, right? Protect ours, respect ours, love ours.
That's right.
Lead ours like Christ led us. So that's going to conclude our show. My name is Officer Yokanan, IUIC Chicago. This was the Watchman Radio. I have my brother with me.
Officer Ariel. Most high in Christ bless.
Until next time. Shalom.
Hebrews 13:17, prophets on the scene, wash your souls clean before we go into the gasoline. Took a while to understand Psalms 111:10. Brother calling me from Mississippi, trying to build a man. I flushed 14 grams, it made angels rejoice. It made me and Satan divorce, no spousal support. I'm running the course with my hand to the plow. Now putting in the pebble the way Soldier James taught me how. Bring it out, it strengthened my spirit when we in the building. Ain't no feeling like giving a precept for a precept given. Preach, MOV condition, teach, 7 second living. We, 2 Timothy 2:15 represent.